What's going on, guys? It's the one and only guy, Johnny. And we're here with the one and only Tammy. She wanted to ask me some questions. She's going to ask me some questions.
Oh, I'm asking.
Yeah, ask me some questions based on dating relationships that some of the guys have had that I've been working with.
Okay.
But better yet, before we look at any of those questions, um, go ahead, throw some stuff at me, Tammy. Don't mind me, I'm about to be rolling up a J. So I don't know if you want to hold this to me or whatever. So let's get it. In terms of dating relationships, these are the real deal questions. I want questions that like,
So I'm asking you questions that I've seen guys ask you. Or...
yeah, you seen guys ask me that I should.
Okay.
And any questions you might have from a girl perspective.
Okay. Well, I guess on a guy's perspective, not a question exactly, but like when the girl is, I guess kind of like shit testing a lot. And there was like someone where like this girl was like kind of bring up her ex and like making comparisons and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I guess once the girl is kind of like I guess shit testing a lot and doing that type of stuff, what would you do?
When she's shit testing a lot, give me an example. Feel free to use world star examples or any fucking videos. So you're saying when the girl is testing the guy and bringing up her exes?
Yeah, like bring up her exes, or I guess like this is like for guys like once like they've already like not kept her in check. So she's already been basing. So like I guess what can you do with the girl who's kind of already
already disrespecting the guy,
Yeah.
who already doesn't have respect for him?
Yeah.
You gotta pull a whammy, man. You gotta pull back 100%. And it's gonna throw her off. And you can't relapse. Like, so what I mean is, let's say she says something rude, you be like, you know what, yo? You've been being very disrespectful, man. And if you ever do some shit like that again, I'm telling you right now, I'm not fucking with you. She's gonna be like, huh? What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? I'll be like, look, I'm telling you right now. Like, you've been saying a lot of slick shit. You know what I'm saying? She'll be like, what do you mean I haven't been saying that? Or she'll be like, I don't know. Yeah, she'll more than likely try to deny it. Like, what are you talking about? And then you say, you know what? Fuck this. And you leave. And what that does is going to, like, shake her up. Because she had a perception of you. She had a perception of you as a guy that's going to take bullshit. So what you want to do is you want to take, if you've been dealing with her shit test and been getting the shitty end of it, you got to take one little thing she throws at you, make it a very big thing, and not tolerate it at all. And it's going to make her question herself, and she's going to want to apologize or try to figure out what happened with you. And once she does that, you know that she's chasing. So that's the key. You know, now when people fuck up is they meet up, talk to the girl, and then everything's back to normal, and then she disrespects you again. The power is in your ability to not accept her back so fast, to make her feel guilty, to make her feel, what she did. And that's how she's going to check herself next time she says some shit to you. And she's going to gain attraction for you, too, for that.
Okay.
Yep. That's a good question.
Another question. I guess it's just from my girl perspective on like what would you tell a guy who has already cheated,
Good question.
but I guess is trying to be more transparent now moving forward, or like that distrust, like the person wasn't honest from the jump.
Exactly. And I get that a lot with guys because it's hard when guys didn't set the precedent at first that they talk to multiple women, for example, or of a certain things they'll tolerate. Like there's a lot of guys that find game midway through a relationship. And so in that kind of situation, it's like, well, my girl already knows me as I am, so how am I going to just start implementing this game? What you got to do is you got to have no shame about it. And what I mean by that is, like, once you accept this new reality, once you understand these new truths, you come at her, like, with no apology. There's nothing to understand. This is just the shit that you're on now. And if she has any issues with it, you can explain to her the science. And be like, look, I think the way I think because of this. And I think it's true. And she might want to argue it. I think as a man, you shouldn't have an issue debating your philosophy. Because as a man, you should understand your philosophy enough to where you can hold it up against someone else's ideas.
Yeah. I guess, so what would you do? What would you say, I guess, on the girl end? Because, like, for the girl, like, maybe the logic or whatever doesn't really matter because
Oh, so you're saying
already,
for the
like,
girl. Oh, yeah, exactly.
I guess, like, how would he convince, like, he could logicize and all that, but there's already been betrayal and mistrust, so, like...
He has to... Okay, that's a good question.
Yeah.
And what he has to do is he can't have any shame about it. He has to let her know, this is what the fuck I'm doing. This is how I think about things, and this is where I'm going. From a place moving forward. And she's going to have to get with the program. And she has to feel as if it's like, damn, I really don't even have a say in this.
But would you say it's on the guy to build that trust back? Or, like, what does he do to make the girl,
it's
like...
not his job to build that fucking trust back, because if he's trying to build trust back, that's the wrong place he's looking at. That puts him behind the woman. One of the biggest things to understand about game is that you got to stay ahead of the woman. You can't be behind her. And so a big thing, in terms of that, is just the understanding that if you already want to make a shift and you want her to follow you, you're not going to get her to follow you by you going back and empathizing with her position. Instead, what you want to do is be like, look, this is what I believe and feel, and this is where I'm going, and you should follow me this way.
But should the guy... Sorry. Just rooting for the girls. But should the guy, like, I feel like as a woman, like, I could get on that because there's multiple guys who cheat and, like, the relationship continues. But there's still that process of, like, okay, he might, like, explain now, but there's still a question, like, is he lying to me? Is it not the full truth? And that's like, how does he gain... Because I feel like the main thing about cheating, is not really the act of sex. It's, like, the betrayal and, like, the lying. So... do you not feel like it's kind of on the guy?
I think for the guy, the part that's important is he has to explain, look, this is why I cheated before. Was because really this is how the truth is, I as a man, I'm supposed to be not with just one girl. But I tried to do it. And when I did it, I noticed that I lied to you because I was going against my nature. But I'm not going against my nature no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for the lighter. You see that? It's a black one. So that's the key, is letting them know, like, yo, I got it. Like, this is where I stand now. I feel like a man can explain to her why he did what he did before. Just so there's an understanding. It's not like he's just coming out the blue, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But once he makes that shift, he can't keep backpedaling. You know what I'm saying? Because a woman can move forward.
Yeah.
A woman can move forward with a dude if the logic makes sense. He just has to own his past, own it, and have no shame about it.
So it's not like you're just saying, like, okay, you got caught, and then now you're trying to base and move forward.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
It's like, look, baby, this is why I did what I did before, but this is why I'm doing what I'm doing now.
Okay.
There has to be a shift in perspective versus, like, you're just trying to base, you know?
I guess another question. These are all relationship questions, but
anything that has to do with attraction.
Okay. Let me see. Based off attraction. I'm not sure exactly. I guess my other question would have been, what? I guess introducing this to a new woman. Is that something you really explain, or is that something...
How to introduce this to new woman? That's a good question. So to introduce it to new woman, what you got to do essentially is a few understandings you must have also.
There's not.
Nah, it's still going. But like, it's a few. First of all, you have to understand that this is the natural way. You have to understand that it's not going to work against you when you explain it to her. Because this is actually more alpha, and it actually makes more sense on a genetic level. So she's going to be more interested than anything. And then what you want to do is just let her know, look, baby, this is how I view relationships. And it's always good to kind of do like a A/B effect. They call it like A/B testing, where you compare two websites. But it's like you compare, like, I believe this because this is what I've seen in other relationships where they don't do this. You know? And this is why I follow what I follow. If she's going to respect it, and she's going to kind of understand it. So when you introduce it to a girl, it's just a matter of introducing it with confidence, with no shame, and like it's a regular thing. Yeah, I mean, I have a girlfriend already, and I can date whoever I want. I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? If the other guys choose the square way, but it's not natural, and you'll see in your own relationship, you know, that is, or I could prove it by science, by nature. This is how it's supposed to be. So it's that certainty. What you'll be surprised about in life is most people aren't certain. Most people's certainty is fool's gold. Nobody really has all the answers. And you could exploit that in these kind of scenarios. And she'll be more attracted to you because you display so many things. Pre-selection, leader of men, you think different. All these things are expressed, bad boy, when you say, like, yeah, I don't follow the traditional rules of a relationship. So long story short, it works in your favor.
Yeah. Should I do tips for women or questions from women?
Sure. Yeah, from a woman perspective, go ahead.
I guess what tips would you give to women, like, let's say, like late 20s that are still single right now in 2020?
I tell a woman, you got to make a decision. Do you want to get with a winner, or do you want to build a family?
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Those are two different realities.
Yeah.
If you want to get with a winner, you're going to have to be willing to deal with compromise. You're going to have to be willing to play a position. You're going to have to be willing to sacrifice. But you're also going to have to be also making sure to pay attention to things more like beauty, you know, more femininity. How can you compliment him? Those are different things. Versus a family, you're looking for a guy that wants to get family, that's looking to get married, that's looking to have kids. You're looking for that kind of guy. You know, you're more square kind of guy. If a girl is trying to blend the two, she's wasting her time. Make a decision. You know, it's like you can't have your cake and eat it too all the time. You know, if you want a fly dude, that's going to come with certain understandings of male nature. But if you want a square, then get a square and stop bullshitting around. Hurry up and get you a square, you know, and have a family. He might not be the coolest guy. He might not be the flyest dude. But if he loves you and he's cool, you know, you could build a family with someone like that.
Okay. How would you say to attract, I guess, well, not necessarily attract, because I feel like that's easy for me, to keep a guy, or like to keep him? I don't know, would that vary?
To keep a guy, she can't really be thinking about keeping a guy. To be honest, the most effective way to keep a guy is for a girl, honestly, is for her to be dating other guys. That's going to build, in the guys that she's dating, the ones that end up liking her, it's going to build a motivation to want to get you off the market, to be honest.
Okay.
You know? So I mean, you got to be doing the most, but continue to date guys. Act like it's normal. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, just like I tell a guy. Because then you give the guy room to be like, okay, I don't want to fuck around and let her just get taken off the market because she's still doing her thing. Because they're going to tell, because you're not going to be needy. You know what I mean? Girls naturally are needy anyways. Girls naturally kind of do these things. But for girls that don't know, get with the program. You know, when a girl's dating multiple guys, it puts her in a position where it puts a little bit more pep in the guy's step.
And what would you say about, like, a woman's standards, when it comes to that, having, like, specific standards or criteria?
For women, there's nothing wrong with having standards, but the key is, what do you want? You know, like I said, do you want the flyest dude? Because if you want the flyest dude, then stick with your standards, but just know it's going to come with it. But if you're a girl who you know what I'm saying, has high standards, but you're looking to have a family, you're looking at it wrong. Because family's all about sacrifice and compromise. Building a family, building a relationship. But when we start talking about just standards, that's shallow. That's like front end shit. You just want a guy that's hot. That's some quick lay, get a playboy type of thing. So girls got to know what they want. I feel like the problem is girls just be wanting, don't be realizing that with the things that they want, there comes a sacrifice. They don't understand the sacrifice aspect of what they want. Mm-hmm. And so they have this desire for something, but they don't have the skills to maintain that. Because, you know what I mean, while they want the most attractive guy, they also want to have a family with them and kids and get married. Mm-hmm. You know? Mm-hmm. When that's naturally a scarcity act. So that's going to come from a guy that will embrace scarcity more. Now, there are guys that are abundant that want to get married. And you might be able to find one of those. But it's a feeling. He wants to get married now because of the polarity, because before he's probably dealt with a lot of women. Mm-hmm. When he gets married, odds are the pendulum swings back and forth. He's probably going to want other women at a point as well. Mm-hmm. You're just catching him at a point where he doesn't. So, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There's no escape. There's no fairy tale. And whenever there is a fairy tale, a lot of the time I feel like women are miserable anyways. Because we all need that excitement of the chase. It's what keeps us young. Mm-hmm. Hence, that's why the people who date the most are the younger people. Mm-hmm. It's a young game.
And based off what you said there, you know, I know a question that could come up is like, okay, you know, the chase keeps the man young in the relationship, but what keeps the woman? What would you tell a woman, like, if she's like...
As long as a woman... That's a great question, sorry, but mm-hmm. It's a great question, but the game for women is about getting the highest value guy and competing to get him with other high value women. That combined with his business pursuits, his high attractive life, that's her battle. A guy's battle is different. So, you know, what she has to understand is that's all a part of the game is... you know, trying to get that attention. And I'm sorry, what was the first question you asked? I mean, what was the question you just asked?
I was saying, like, what would keep the woman young and, like...
So the key is, what keeps a woman young is trying to keep a super attractive alpha male in love with her. And having him actually be in love with her. And getting him to love her. Mm-hmm. That's the game. And if she can keep him in love with her, that's the game for her. Mm-hmm. Because the minute she already knows he loves her, the minute that his love is just like, it's there, she begins to get old. Unless a new person keeps her. You know what I'm saying? So it's better that your main mate be the one that you're trying to get the attention of. Mm-hmm. Versus you having all of his attention and seeking that desire to want to get a high... His value's going to lower in your eyes once you have him, and then you're going to really want to repeat that cycle with someone else. So was that good?
Yeah, that was good.
Cool. Any final questions?
I don't think I have any other questions right now.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us for our roll-up session. Throw the questions at us. You know, I have Tammy. Ask me some questions in the future. Mm-hmm. Thank you for joining us, Tammy. And peace out, y'all.